So the $1 Million Insights, this is really about some strategies to let you know about how your business can earn $1 million. And when we're talking about the $1 million, we're really talking about an annual income of $1 million through your business, right? So let's see how we can do that. These insights and presentation, this presentation is to give you endless possibilities on how to rethink. It's all about how you think about your business, but we want to grow your business with a strategic manner. We're all about looking at just not giving you a bunch of do this and do that and do this. And that's why a lot of people fail in their business, because they have all these coaches and read books and you have all these mentors and you're on YouTube and you listen to all these things, which is wonderful. And we love that. However, there's no strategy with that. And what we mean by no strategy is, what do you do first? And if you spend this much time on Facebook, then how much time should you spend on LinkedIn? And if you're doing LinkedIn, should you do posts? Should you do articles? Or should you do video? That's a strategy. And we want to make sure that you're being very strategic. And these are what the strategies are. Our intentions with Insight Mastermind today with this presentation is I'm all about a mission. I really have a mission to move your mindset. I want women to think about having $1 million in their business. And I'm really big about women, and not that I'm taking away from the guys, but really about women who love their families and women who want to give back to the community. But we're looking at paying off your house. Can you believe that? No debt in your home. You own, like really, you own your home. And then we're looking at sending to college. Then we're looking at paying for the lifestyle for our children, giving back to the community. Women tend, and we look at third world countries and villages, why we put money and we train those women to start a business or to make things, because women tend to make sure their children know the principles, are educated, but also give. So that's why we want to focus on women. And that is our movement with working with women. Next, this presentation is all about sharing with you an honest information about your business. Yes, I'm in business. Yes, I have stuff to sell, but I'm not here to sell you. I'm really here to give to you and hope you take something from this presentation. Now, one of the things I have to be honest with you, very transparent, and I want to be very honest with my intentions on why I'm doing a free mastermind and I'm not paying for it. One, I miss my soldiers. I love being in the military. I miss being with my soldiers, being my NCOs, my fellow officers. I miss helping people get promoted. I miss trying to get people, hey, how to figure out what's your career? How can you do this? Oh, go to this school. I miss those things. I really do. I love seeing people achieve things. So since I'm out of the military, I just decided to build a company, and that's what I do. I teach and mentor and help people be successful. So really, this is scratching my own itch. I have to give. I have to teach and train, and that's what I do. So that's my intent for doing this. Now, who am I? I want you to get a chance to get to know me and figure out who I am. So one, I'm all about mission, vision, and values. My values and my family, for me, and this is my personal values, is faith, family, and education. I am a woman of faith. I do believe in things bigger than myself. I do believe in giving. I believe in loving and just having, that center. I do believe in the higher power, if you will. I do believe in family. I have a lot of military brothers and sisters. I have God, niece and nephews. I have kids and the people that I love on. I love family. I love people coming together, being together, and education. I value education. I believe education should be free or education should be limited. I believe education is what's going to take you to the next level. So this is a form of education, and this is how I deliver it. Now, here's a little bit about me. I do have a sweetheart. I'm very happy. We have a cat and a dog, my other little fur babies, Tubby and Champ. And then my picture of Oprah, that's because that's my vision. And I won't tell you the story here, but you got to pull me off and I tell you the story of how I met Oprah. Amazing story. And then my family, that's myself, my brother, my sister, my mother in the middle. And then down below in the big picture, that's my kids. I have 3 children. KU graduate is Preston. I have Wesley and Anna. So now they're about to be 23. He's about to be 23, soon to be 17, and 115, grown on 69. So, yeah. You know how that is, you ladies. So here we go. Now I want to tell you about my business. Now who am I? I invented a company called Insight Mastermind. It's really about discovering the missing insight to sell. I believe that you can achieve anything you want. I believe you can do anything you want. But however, with that, there is going to be some insights or pieces to the pie missing, right? Or pieces to the puzzle missing. So my logo is a puzzle piece, and it's not missing, it's coming right back in. And that's what I'm telling you. You can accomplish anything you want. You just got to have the right pieces and the puzzles to get the whole picture. This is a veteran-owned business. I'm a veteran. There's a picture of one of my favorite. When we was in Iraq, I was doing a humanitarian mission with the village that they had to leave their village and move out in their like tents and everything. And I was in there playing with the kids, and it was just something in that moment just made me be like, I was like, come here, let me take a picture, let me take a picture. And I had one of my friends take a picture of us. And I just wanted to remember that moment, that no matter what, people are people. And so that's one of my favorite pictures with the kids. I'm known as a business strategist. We work with women. I work with women particularly. I do work with men. I do have some of my Army buddies and stuff. I help them with their business and veterans, but usually women are more attracted to my style of teaching and what I do. The big thing about me calling myself a business strategist rather than a business coach is because I truly believe in strategy. That is what I came with from 25 years in the Army, and I did that, like strategy for war, logistics, supply chain management. That's what I'm specialized in. In there, here's strategy. When you think of a strategy, I really want you to think about everything that goes in when you have a strategy. It involves everything. And that's, in my opinion, why a lot of people are not doing as well in their business, or something seems to be missing, because they may go and get an advisor, or they may get some skills, or they may go and get some coaching. But one thing they don't have is a strategy to put it all together so it can achieve results. And that's what I do. I want to take everything you have and let's put it together so we can make things work. Now, the way we're going to do this is the top 10 list. I think that would be a fun way, instead of just kind of giving you a bunch of boring slides. We're going to do it the top 10 way. And here it is, Wanda's top 10. Let's begin. Number 10, believe in your it. So really in business, if you want to achieve $1 million, the first thing is you have to have the mindset for $1 million. It's a money mindset game. You have to believe and know whatever that you want to do is the it. Now, also when we're talking about the it, we're talking about your personality. We're talking about your gifts. Write down, and that's the first thing. And that's why it's number 10 on the list, because really you can't really achieve more in your business unless you know what is your it. What is it that you're good at? What are your gifts? What is that thing that you have? What makes you special? You have to be able to say it. Next, do you believe you're enough? A lot of women that I work with, that's one of the main issues, not having to believe that you, the person, I care about you. Are you enough? Second, do you have enough? Third, that this world is abundant. Trust me, there are a million business coaches. So we're just going to take my personal career. I'm a business coach. I know for a fact that you know about 10 more, and I'm cool with that because the world is abundant. I am who I am, and I do what I do. I am not fearful. I'm not scared of no one else. I'm just going to focus on me. Same thing with your greatness. If you're speaking, or you're selling books, or you're selling clothing line, apparel, t-shirts, hats, or you're coming up with I don't know, a new anything like new kind of tea or hair products. It doesn't matter what you come up with. There's always going to be shampoo on a shelf, but your shampoo is the best shampoo for a reason. You have to believe that what you put in it is really for you. And when you have that, you will go forth. And trust me, you'll be on your way to $1 million. So that's the number 10. Number 9, know yourself. So now we know that you have to have belief in whatever it is. It is the product, the service, or whatever your gift is. Number 9 is about telling your story, but knowing you, having that reflection in you. So when we say know yourself, the best thing to look at it, I think, is like a picture. It's like a mirror, excuse me. Looking in the mirror, what do you see? Your story is a wonderful thing, but your story can also be a dangerous thing. And this is why. When you think about you as a person and what you've gone through and the story, your brand, what you're going to sell, what people, you remember, we know, like, and trust. That's why we buy. When people get to know you, they're going to know your story. Whatever you tell them, they will believe. So if you tell everyone that you have the best whatever because great great granddaddy gave you this, so therefore you went and did this, that's your story, that's your brand. People are going to believe that. So let's look at your story. What are you telling people? Now, on the flip side of that, your story can also be a held back for your message and what you're doing. It can hold you back. And this is how. My story, well, not my story, but some people may say their story is, I can't read very well, therefore I won't speak. I cannot write very well, so I'm not going to be a writer. I am dyslexic, so I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, I get too nervous when I say this. Oh, I don't look right. Oh, I don't weigh the right things. You know, my body's not nice. Oh, my hair, my looks. No one's going to invite me. I don't look like everybody else. That's your story. So story and knowing yourself is really that reflection. People who are millionaires know their story. They know themselves. They know what their story is. So let's take an example, Oprah. We use Oprah's story. Everyone heard she was born in Mississippi, low. Everyone knew about the clothesline. Grandma's like, Oprah Gail, look at the clothesline. This is this. You're going to do this one day. And she said to herself, I knew I was not going to do that. That's her story. She picked a part of her life, told a story, uplift people, people can relate, and then move on. That's part of the branding. But then you have the story part when you have people that say negative things about themselves, therefore they don't go after what they want to go up. They don't show up to the race. They don't go anywhere. But millionaires understand, yes, I feel I have dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. Therefore, I'm going to hire a good editor, or a good publisher, a good whatever to help me publish my book. That's what the difference is when you're talking about knowing yourself. If you know there's some things that you may feel is not good enough, then we're going to hire the right skill set, the right people, and have the right what you said, the right skill sets, the right people, and the right people around us to help us so we can move forward, right? Now, we're also looking at your gifts. Your gifts are a tool. So when you're talking about knowing yourself, do you know your gifts? What gifts have God given you? Let's think about it. What do people know about you? What do they know about you? When you're talking about knowing yourself, what do they say about you? Do people like your persona, your products, or your service? That's part of that knowing yourself. You have to have that self-reflection of knowing what people also are saying about you or how they see your image, especially in business. Do people trust to recommend to or buy from you again? Do people, when after they have that transaction or that relationship with you in the marketplace, will they recommend you again, or will they tell somebody again? Now, we have to look at that. The next one is know your numbers. Know your numbers. Most business owners fail because they do not know their numbers and they have issues with their finances. And the numbers, we're going to go with what numbers are. Numbers are your cash flow. Numbers are your balance sheet. Numbers are your profit and your loss. Those are your numbers. We're also looking into numbers as far as how many widgets or how many people do I have to get in my program in order to make $8,000 a month? How many hours do I have to invest in this something to make this much? So the easiest way to put it in, When we're talking about numbers, let's go with, so we're playing the game, the $1 million. So if we want to earn $1 million a year, that is $83,000 a month. So think about it. If you have to earn $83,000 a month to earn $1 million a year, so you take your month and you divide it. How and what can you do to gross in sales 83,000 a month? Now, if you're not there in a million, that's fine. We have to work our way up there. So if we do $500,000, let's divide that in half. Let's just do 40,000 a month. What do you have to do to sell? How many clients you need? How many programs? How many people have to be in those programs? How many widgets, hats, t-shirts, books, whatever you have to sell? Then that's where we also want to have that multiple stream of income. And that's why millionaires, that's another millionaire insight, because 83,000 a month is a big number for a lot of people. 40,000 is a big number for a lot of people. But if you have multiple streams of income, money coming in, multiple products, multiple services, but kind of where you can streamline it, then you can, all of it put together will equal what you want. Now we look at cash on hand, especially right now when we're coming off of the whole coronavirus pandemic, and a lot of businesses did do well and a lot of businesses didn't do well. If we look at the whole thing, let's look at cash on hand. Cash on hand is something that you really need if you're looking at making $1 million. Why do millionaires do well when you have down economics like this? Because if you have cash on hand, one, you can buy stocks. Stocks and bonds and a lot of mutual funds are on sale right now. Businesses are going out of business. Some people are going in buying, I heard like dentist office. There's some dentist offices that are closing now. But then on the other flip side, people are believing that dentist offices are going to bounce back in a year. So they're buying up people's dentist office. So if you have cash on hand, you can buy things. Sales required to stay alive. That's your profitability, your profit and loss. How many sales do you have to do daily, weekly, monthly, just to make sure that you pay your expenses and you break even? We like to have businesses with no debt. All business starts with debt, especially when you're starting up. Even if you have a business in your house, most likely your business is going to start with some type of debt. That's okay. But our goal is to be to pay off that debt. Scaling and expanding. Millionaires understand when the right time to scale your business and when the right time to expand. Often small business owners want to get too big and have like 15 different types of products. You cannot. If you look at a large company like Apple, for instance, how many products really do Apple have? They have different models, but the iPhone, different models, an iPad, a MacBook computer, and then they have like a Mac Pro, the computer, and then a MacBook, a laptop. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 products, maybe 5, and I miss one. That's all they have. So you want to kind of have, you just want to have simple products, something that you can sell, but you don't want to have 15 things going on, because if you expand too quickly, if you're not good at selling widget A, why will you go to widget B, C, and D? Because no one's going to want to buy it. So let's get good at selling widget A. And retention, client and customer retention is really big. One of the things when it comes up knowing your numbers, a lot of people are very concerned, especially in small business, on how many people they get to their company, how many orders they receive. I received 3 orders today, or oh, this many clients came in today, or I sold 5 t-shirts, I sold 10 of these. Well, great. But now we have to look at retention. How many clients left you? How many customers are not coming back to buy again from you, especially if you have a recurring buy model, depending on your business model. So you have to also look at who is leaving you. Those numbers, I notice when I do business analysis, I always ask, so how many clients, especially restaurants, this is a really good one for restaurant owners, is how many clients or how many customers have left negative reviews or have left you? Like, oh, that doesn't matter. It does matter. A lot of times I'm not saying that you have to be concerned totally or be, you know, what they say, consumed by the negative energy or what people say negative about you. But you do want to listen and find out why they do not want to buy from you or why they would not recommend you. Because they may give you a tip to improve your product, improve your service, or to take care of a situation. So think of it that way. Number seven, you want to recruit a success team. I love this one because no person can do it all by themselves. When you look at trying to build a $1 million business, you really have to have a team. If you look at millionaires and people who are making money, even some of these kids, I mean, like Kylie Jenner, she has a team. These people have a team. YouTube stars, they're like 15 years old. They still have a team. And what we mean by team is mentors, coaches, peers. Who are you surrounding yourself around? Are those people really helping you get to the next level? Also, you want to look at skill sets. If you need someone to do your posting, your marketing for you, help you build your media kit, help you maybe build your content for you, an editor on staff, someone to proofread your things for you, a videographer, all that is a success team. Now, a success team doesn't mean you're paying them. I'm not saying that you have to have employees, and we're not saying that you have to hire these people, but in your network, in your relationship, in your professional circle, if you will, who is that success team? Who is the people that you can count on for you to be successful? That's what I look at when a success team. In my success team, I really look at you. Are you going to help me be successful? If you are, you're on my success team. And I'm on other people's success team as well. Now, who are those? We already talked about the professionals in those relationships. Now, if you want to win in life, you got to have other professionals, right? I have a CPA on my success team. I don't do taxes. I need her. I have a bookkeeper. She helps me every month. So those are people that I do pay, but they're on my team because they keep my business in line. And because they're focusing on the math and focus on my taxes and keeping me legal, making sure all my taxes are paid, I can focus on the content and I can focus doing what I do best. And that's where a lot of small business owners, especially if you have like a coaching business and you're at home or you're a one-man, one-woman shop, you tend to do everything. And that's fine sometimes, and you have to start off doing everything. But if you do everything too much, then you're missing out some speaking opportunities, or you're missing out on podcast opportunity or media coverage, or you're not really doing very good on your content. So let's look at all that. Number 6. For number 6, people fail to commit to the process. You have to commit to your process. And we really want to tap into that word, your process. Not my process, not anybody else's process, your process. If you outline your strategy and you outline, this is what I'm going to do, then commit to it. If you say that, for instance, this is a big one in my group. I am going to do a live video, one live video for about 5 to 10 minutes every day on Facebook Live. Commit to that process. Do it once a day, 5 to 10 minutes on Facebook Live. Don't quit on yourself. A lot of times people quit or say something doesn't work because they don't fulfill the full 5 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, whatever it is, a 30-day challenge. All those challenges out there is so great. And I think it's so funny how people have this 30-day challenge for this, 20-day challenge for this, 7-day challenge for this. But we never really get to the end to say, how many people really completed 7 days of TikToks or 7 days of LinkedIn, or committed to writing 2 articles a week or 1 article a month, or whatever your content or whatever you're going to sell or show up. Now vendor sites, or I know we're not doing a lot of stuff in person, but there's still things you can do online to sell your products if you have a physical product. But you have to have a strategy for it, and you have to show up. Even though you think no one's listening. I mean, let's take me for example. Let's be very transparent. I'm here giving this class. I don't know how many people are really on. I'm looking right here in the camera. I'm not focusing on anything right now unless I get a little tab telling me pay attention. But I don't care. I'm just going to do what I do best. I'm going to show up and do it. And that's where we have to get in our business. And that's what makes you have a $1 million business, is truly showing up with the best you have. No matter one person show up, you give it all you got, or 100 people show up, you give it all you got. And then last, accountability. I love accountability, right? So if you're watching this, I hope you have accountability partner. Do you have someone that you can call weekly or bi-weekly, monthly, or twice a week, however you like to do it, and say, hey, this is the things I said I was going to do and whatever for the last week. This is what I did do. Do you have that accountability? $1 million business owners, people who have $1 million business, have accountability partners, or they're in a group where accountability is a must, and they're able to hold themselves to finish the race. And then as you race and continue to do better with it, you get you become a winner. And then lastly, show up to the race. The worst thing as far as not being committed to your process is if you don't even do your process, if you don't even do the one post, if you don't even try to turn on the video camera. And that goes back to what we said again. And the reason why you're not here to the top 6 is because you have an issue in the top 10. Do you believe in your it? And then 2, do you know yourself? Can you actually just pass through it, get whatever coaching you need to be on live TV? But that's where you have to be. You have to get over, once again, the mindset, and are you enough, so you can show up to the race. Show up to the race. Trust me, you're going to win regardless, because about 90-something% of people don't even show up. So if you just show up, you're already a winner. Now we're going to go in the top 5. I'm excited about this because the top 5 are really like your money making, right? This is how you make $1 million in your business in a year. 1, value your time. Number 5 is so amazing. Really, time is money. Time is a precious resource because you cannot get it back. Once a minute passed, this hour passed, even what I'm doing right now, I'm so blessed that you're here, and I'm trying to give you real value because you cannot get this time back. So I'm really trying to do my best to make sure you're not wasting your time watching me. Time is valuable. So with your 24 hours, we all have this 24 hours. There was a meme before I heard that said something like Beyonce, they had like Oprah, they had like, oh my goodness, like Richard Branson. They had all these big millionaires and who's Bill Gates, all these people. And they said, guess what? We all have the same 24 hours. It's what you do with it. And I always think about that meme because I'm like, that is true. We do have the same 24 hours. Once again, some of them have success teams. When you have a success team, you're able to leverage those hours and then you can get more done, right? That's how sometimes people seem to get more done. Now, when you're looking at your and value your time, there's some other little insights about that. 1, charge your value. A lot of small business owners do not charge what they're truly are worth. They think, once again, they don't believe in their it, or they think they're not enough, and they charge less than. And so I see this a lot with coaches that charge less than. Then I see on the opposite side where coaches charge too much, but not putting the value. But that's you as the consumer or the client to know if you're being valuable or not, right? But you have to charge what you're worth. Find out what the media charging the median, find out what the average charge is, and then that's what you have to charge as well. And just kind of don't take a loss. If it's taking you 2 or 3 hours to write content, design something, make something, then make sure, or cost of good, everyone know that one from college or high school, cost of goods sold. Make sure that you're truly making a profit out of what you're doing, or at least break even. If anything, break even on your goods, but you at least want to make a profit of your goods. And that's how you earn the money. And then invest time in activities that's going to enhance your life and your business. We have 24 hours, but put your time and your energy and stuff that's going to help you grow forward and not just waste your brain. Idleness is not really good for you. And then we have the last insight is that 80-20 rule. A lot of people heard of the book about 80-20, that 80% of your success, goodness, or anything comes from really 20% of your effort or your work. So that's where people really, yeah. So 80% of the good things, if you look at your life, 80% of the things that's working now in your business and you're happy about, it really only took you 20% or something. So you have to really focus on that 20% and make sure you continue to do it. But then we have a lot of people on the flip side of that spend 80% of their time to something that's only yield them back or give them a return of 20% profit or 20% success. So we have to look at that 80-20 rule as well. So how are you spending your time, and make sure that whatever you are doing with your valuable time, that you're gaining a return back. Number 4, provide your solution. Provide your solution. Everyone wants a solution. Don't try to be a problem solver. We don't want a problem solver. We want someone who provides solutions. When you provide solutions, that means this is going on, this is wrong in whatever it is in the economics, in government, in retail places, and they provide it. So one of the problems most recently we had was the mask. When we had the corona pandemic, no, there were masks ran out. You couldn't buy a mask. They sold out everywhere. So instead of trying to solve the problem or problem solve for it, someone's like, oh, I'll just provide you a mask. So they provide a solution. See the difference between solving a problem? Oh, well, maybe somebody can do that. When you have problem solvers, they're thinking ways to solve it. But people who provide solutions make something and say, here, this is your solution. You need mass, here is mass, boom, dollar bill sold. That is truly basic economics. Now, do not chase people. That's a big one. And do not push your products and service that do not help solve a person's issues in that moment. Everyone is not for you. But not only is everyone is not for you as a client or a customer, truly, everyone has seasons in life. Think about your life. There have been time when your kids were very important, like school shopping, right? That's the time you need to get school. Or there was a time in your life when this was more important to you. I can't even think of really good examples right now, but you understand what I'm saying. There's always a time in your life that it goes up and down with the seasons. You're working, you're not working. You're dating, you're not dating. Your kids are growing up. One day you look, they're all like 3 years old or something. Now they're all like 15, 20, 23 from in my case. So the seasons in your life change. And as the seasons in your life change, so do your needs change. Well, it's not just you. So your potential clients and those potential clients and your potential customers. So say like right now, for instance, you're a speaker. This is a great time for you to help people with anxiety, confidence, building their business. What do people need right now? People need ideas, insights like what I'm doing to help build their business and to grow it. But they need to be a little strategic, because what we just learned with Corona is that business model you have, you never know what's going to happen, where you're going to have to shift and adjust immediately. And having a strategy, you can help you do that. And that's what I'm doing. So right now I see a need in the market that people need a strategy on how to continue on with their business, but also to think about, to rethink how they grow their business in the new normal. And you can do the same thing. So where are people right now? What are people needing from you? I know you have your services and you're good, but what do people really need to help you? And that's what's going to yield you more sales. And then last, we want to talk about own the solution. When we're talking about owning the solution, we're really talking about equity here. I mean, trademarks, copyrights, and patents if you're an inventor. Own your domains. Do your trademarks. Own your business on Google. Do Google My Business. I don't know if you're familiar with that. We teach that in the no part, but this is I tacked it for you. If you own a business, even if you have a business that is at home, especially if you have an at-home business, more so than you have a brick and mortar, but if you have a brick and mortar, it should be an obvious thing. But a lot of people I work with have business in their homes. You need to Google your business. You go to your Google account if you don't have a Google account. And in there, there's a little shop and it says business in there. And if not, you can go to YouTube, look it up. YouTube teach you everything. So go to Google and say how to manage or how to use Google My Business. I have it, and I'm a coach, and most of my business is I have a home-based business. But you want to own your name. And that's the biggest thing about having equity in the solution. If you have a product or a service, you want to own it, because when people Google you or people talk about it, it will pull you up. So own your business, your company name. So Google your business is one of the best ways to do it, because Google's right now is the premier Google site. Everyone tell you, go to Google, Google it. And when you do, your business will come up, especially if you're a coach. Now, if you're looking at me and you're saying, well, I'm just a speaker or I haven't done anything, you have to own yourself. So here's what it is now. So if you're a speaker, here's $1 million tip for you. One, get a website, get the domain with your name, first and last name, if possible. If not, you may have to change it up a little bit, but depending on your name, get it. I have like wandabooth.com. I bought that years ago because I knew I was going to do something with that. Buy your name on your domain, if anything, at least get your name. Then with that, you own that domain. Now within Google Your Business, if you're a speaker, you still have a business. Just because you don't have any money coming in right now, you still have a business. So put in Google Business your name. So it'd be like Wanda Booth, speaker, author. And then put in the things, and then you can learn how to post. You can go, I can't give you the details right now, but go to YouTube. That's the best way to do it, because I'm not going to charge you for something that you can just Google yourself. But Google it and go to YouTube, look up Google Your Business. But if you're an author, speaker, even you thinking about being an author or a speaker, you need to do that. You got to have equity in your brand. Now, speaking of brands, let's go. Number 3, as we're getting closer to the number 1 on my top 10 list. Number 3, you have to you have to know your brand. Got to own your brand, but I want you to know your brand. And what I mean by know your brand is kind of what we just talked about before. If I Google your name right now, what will come up? You might want to do that. Write that down as exercise today. Google your name and see what comes up, what images, what pictures, what things come up. And depending on your business, you want to be known in the marketplace, right? People who make $1 million in the marketplace is known. Don't get it confused. Now think of someone, let's think of anybody you want. Think of someone who is making $1 million in the marketplace, who have a business. Who can you think of? Just really quick for me. Okay. If you think about their reputation, if you Google them, will they come up? Of course, right? What is their reputation? Are they getting bad reviews, good reviews, or people saying they like their products or they don't like their products? Also, let's take a person. Oh, I don't want to keep using Oprah. I'm trying to think of another person who's very let's do Beatles, okay? The Beatles. All right, let's do a song. Michael Jackson. Let's do Michael Jackson. I know him a little bit better. Okay, Michael Jackson. Well known, right? He was a millionaire, you think. He had $1 million business in his entertainment. He owned his name. He owned his brand. Now, what was his reputation when he put out music? You want to think about that kind of stuff. What do people say when they say your name? Are you the go-to person for speaking? Are you the go-to person to buy t-shirts from? Are you the go-to person to invite to a women's event? That's what we're saying at our level. And what I'm doing the same thing. When people hear my name or have a situation come up, am I the first person they think about to do whatever? That's what your reputation matter. So we continue on. We look at written copy, images, and videos are very critical of part of your brand. Also, your brand is your story. We talked about that earlier. That's why you have to know your story. What is your story as far as why you got into whatever you got into, but also what is that story you tell yourself? Because people will see the positive, what you tell them, but people can sense the negative. They can sense when you're not confident. People can sense when you don't know what you're doing. People can also sense that things. Now, I'm not telling you to be scared. Please don't be scared. What I'm saying is be aware of how you feel and then try to fix that and make that more of a strength than a weakness. Perception is reality to your clients and your potential clients. That's the only truth. You have to know it's your brand. I know you're telling me right now, everyone loves me. Okay. Is that true? What are your clients and what are your potential clients thinking about you? It makes a difference. Look at, oh, my favorites, the Spanx, Sarah, right? Look at Sarah Blinkley. I think her name was Sarah Blinkley, but look at the Spanx lady. Amazing brand, right? Mother now. She has that married wonderful husband, right? What was her story? I'm trying to get a job. I didn't like the panty lines, so I did this. I cut the feet, and I ran and nobody would do it, so I did it myself. She have a story and everyone loves her. And then she's like, I just want to help women look good. And that's her story. That's her brand. And she's always smiling. Now she have the kids. What is people saying about you? Think about that. And then like Spanx, what we all know about it, they work. They're just expensive, but they work, right? So what do people say when you leave the room? Your reputation matters in your brand. Let's go. There we go. Number 2, turn on your inner strategist. Everyone is a strategist. Everyone knows how to do this. I'm not telling you anything different, but you just have to take the time to sit it out and kind of understand what it is that you can do to be excellent. So having a plan is good. Having a plan and having a dream is really good. But when you have a strategy in action and accountability, that's how you get results. Now, it's up to you what you're trying to get in your business. Do you want results in your business? If you want results, you got to have a strategy. You have to really think about how do all this go together so I can do this? Or are you just waking up hoping you sell something? Okay. One of the things I put in there is back when I was in the Army, we conducted this thing called mission analysis. I love mission analysis. Mission analysis is before we deployed or before we go to a mission or before we did anything, we had everyone come around and we held them accountable for being an expert in their specialty. So what did that mean? I had people coming around. Here's the mission, right? We put down, here's where we're going. This is what we're going to do. Here's our mission. You, logistics, supply, be an expert. What's good, what's bad, what needs to happen in this mission in our strategy. They say intel, that's our intelligent people. What needs to happen? Operations, what needs to happen? Then we go all the way down to like when we have MPs or we have infantry, we have armor, we have all these different units coming together. And we expect during this mission analysis that everyone's an expert. So what I'm asking you is when you're coming up looking at the strategy in your business, do you have the right experts and the right people? And this isn't people you have to hire, trust me. I don't want you to hire these people, but are you surrounded around the right people who can work together and you making your strategy? You could say, hey, here's my business mission, my business plan. This is what I want to do in my life. What do you see? Where are the holes? Where are the gaps? What can I do? And they give you their input. That's what makes you good as a strategist. Strategist is about employing the right people to help you be successful. And I love that. And that's how you get results. And that's what a strategist do. And then let's go. There we go. Number one. Yay, we're at the number one. We're at the end, people. Okay, be a triple threat. Yes, be a triple threat. I want you to kill it here in the marketplace. So what it means to be a triple threat in the marketplace. If you're not seeing sales, let's be honest, is the no like trust factor. It is. The no like trust factor is down. Now, as you can see, as millionaires, $1 million sales come from people knowing you, liking you, and trusting you, your product and your services. Now, here's the thing. One day I was sitting in a seminar and we were having this conversation, and the mentor, he was talking to us and he was talking about no like and trust, no like and trust. And I'm sitting there like, people buy for no like and trust, no like and trust. Then I'm like, wait a minute. So I raised my hand. I said, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Hey, sir, if you're telling me people buy from me because they know, like, and trust me, right? And he said, yes. I'm like, so you're telling me people don't buy from me because they don't know me, they don't like me, or they don't trust me? And he's like, yes, I guess that's what I'm saying. Cool. So I took that as a product and I took that as an idea and I developed a whole thing about it. And then now that's how I teach, because I truly believe if we're going to say that little cliche that everyone says, no like and trust, no like and trust, and we all believe it, then let's take a deep dive in what we're saying about that. So 3 reasons why your sales are down. If you feel like your sales are going down or you feel people aren't hiring you, people don't know you, like you, or trust you. And it's not really you. Don't take it personal. Your persona, it uses your media persona. It's not really you as a person. Remember, it's your persona, your products, and your services. But if you have a KLT, I like to call it no like and trust marketplace funnel, it can lift your sales. And that's it. So that's a triple threat. Think of those people who you know in the marketplace that you buy from. Think about things you purchase in your house. Look in your house. Things that you just bought recently in the last month. You bought something from someone because you knew that product of that thing existed. You liked it, you kind of related to you, you relate to it. That's what likability is. Like, okay, I'm cool with it. And then last, you trust it. You trust somehow that person, persona, that person, or that product or that service gave you that feeling of trust. Like, okay, if they can help me with this, I knew they can do this. Or either they showed up on time, or they did something right, or they delivered what they said they were going to deliver. Whatever your trust factor is, everyone trusts people different at different levels, and that's something you have to look at too. Not everyone is very easily to trust, and then some people are harder to gain their trust in is. Hope that makes sense. So trust is a funny little thing, but you need trust in order to get to the buy, and that's for that. Now, this is a time where we have questions and thoughts. I don't call it Q&A because I don't have answers. I just have my thoughts and I want to hear your thoughts. I don't have all the answers and never would I say. So